Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my review of Married to Medicine, Season 9, Episode 2. This episode didn't have too much to talk about, so this is going to be a really quick review. The episode starts out with Dr. Heavenly going to see Dr. Jackie regarding, she's basically premenopausal, and Dr. Jackie takes her blood. She's waiting for the results to see what the issue is. Dr. Heavenly is saying she's pregnant, but I believe she's joking. She knows she is. She knows she isn't pregnant. She's headed towards menopause. So Dr. Jackie is actually going to do the blood testing and everything for free. So it must be nice to have an OBGYN as a friend. She's not going to charge her anything. So I guess we'll hear about that later in the season. Toya goes to Dr. Contessa's house, and they're pretty much just talking about how Dr. Contessa is upset with Dr. Heavenly for speaking about her business, her private marital business on the internet with the world. So she's upset about it, and she's expressing it to Toya, and Toya says, well, you know how Dr. Heavenly is. She apologizes, but she continues to do the same thing over and over again. So her apologies aren't really that sincere, because she doesn't learn from what she's done. Whatever she apologizes for, she goes and do it again. So, that's to be expected from Dr. Heavenly. Then we go to Quad's house, and she's basically, getting her nephew ready for school, making him breakfast. He's reviewing his sight words with his grandmother, which is Miss Mary, Quad's mom, and they're pretty much just having like a family breakfast. I believe Quad is doing excellent with her nephew. She seems very happy that her mom and her nephew lives with her. And she's taking on the responsibility of being his guardian at this point in time. I don't know where his mom is. I do remember her from the previous season, but I don't know where she is at this time. But right now, he's in his aunt's care, and he seems pretty happy with it. He's a handsome little young man. He's funny, and I believe that he enjoys spending time with his grandmother and his aunt. Dr. Simone and Sisu is going out to eat because Miles, he has a girlfriend now. It's a long-term girlfriend, I think for over a year now. And Dr. Simone and Sisu, they're writing a book, a couple's book, based on their relationship. And it's basically just going to talk about everything that they've been through. It's not going to be a book where everything has been great. It's really going to show the highs and the lows of the relationship and how they navigated through everything. So I'm excited for them. Hopefully their book is a success. I don't remember them saying what the name of the book is going to be, but I wish them well with the book. So then we go to Anila's house, and Miss Gomez, which is Anila's nanny, she is moving back to Houston. So Anila and Dr. Saja, they don't know that yet. So she makes them this beautiful dinner. And when they get home, they sit down, and she basically tells them that she is leaving. And Anila and Dr. Saja, they're really surprised. She says she has a house in Houston. She has a new grandchild. She has family. And so it's time for her to go with her family. And Anila is asking her, is there anything that she can do for her to stay? Anila, no. She's an older lady. She has a new grandchild, and she wants to be with her family. It'd be different if, her family was in the Atlanta area. I don't believe that's the case. So it's time for her to go and spend time with her family and probably, become a nanny to her grandchild, and retire. So Anila is like really, I won't say upset, but she's a little sad because, she really doesn't know if she'll be able to find somebody who understands her kids and who is able to basically, deal with her schedule and everything. But Anila is just going to have to figure it out. It's time for Miss Gomez to move on. It's time for her to go back to her family. And I know she said that Miss Gomez has been there ever since her son was born, and he's 4 years old now. But it's time for Miss Gomez to move on. She's going home to be with her family. So hopefully Anila is able to find someone else to, become a nanny, and she's able to move forward. She's going to have to move forward because Miss Gomez is going home with her family. So Dr. Heavenly is having a grand opening for her beauty supply store, Heavenly Beauty. And I think that is so nice that Dr. Jackie is going to have her line of products. It's called, I think, Volition. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the word. Volition. Okay, maybe that's not it. But her line is going to be right when you walk in the store. It's on Neiman Marcus website. It's also on Ulta.com. And, I think that is really nice to have a friend who has a beauty supply store that carries your line of beauty products. This show, to me, it just shows people, women, that they can be successful and they can do things and they can push through, with different products and just be successful, and how they have a good relationship, is a good womanhood relationship, and how you can help your friend out by allowing her to put products in your store. I think that's really nice. I think it sets a really good example, despite everything that Dr. Heavenly does online on her YouTube channel and everything. She makes really good business moves. She reminds me of Candy. When they put their mind to something, they actually follow through with what they set forth. And so she's having a fashion show. She asked Quad, Nikki Natural, Alora, and Dr. Jackie to be a part of her, and Anila, to be a part of her fashion show. So Dr. Simone, Dr. Contessa, and Toya are on their way to the fashion show. They arrive, and Dr. Simone understands that her and Heavenly doesn't have that type of relationship. So she understands why Heavenly would not ask her to be in the fashion show. On the other hand, Dr. Contessa is upset that Heavenly did not ask her to be in the fashion show. I don't understand why Dr. Contessa is upset. You and Toya are not seeing, you and Dr. Heavenly are not seeing eye to eye right now. Why would you want to be in the fashion show and you guys haven't even discussed the issues that you're having with each other? You haven't discussed how you feel about the information that she's putting online about your marriage, or speaking about your marriage. So for Dr. Heavenly not to put Dr. Contessa in the fashion show, that's the right move to make. She at least extended the invitation for you to come to the grand opening of her store. But I believe asking to be in her fashion show is a bit much when you have an issue with her at that present moment. I don't think that would be a smart idea when you haven't even resolved the issues that you have. So Dr. Heavenly has on this ginger color wig, which, I mean, it's not my taste. I wouldn't wear the wig, but that color, you can't pull that color off of any skin tone, and it looks really good on Dr. Heavenly. That ginger wig on her looks really nice. The wig that Dr. Jackie had on should have been on Nikki Natural. I feel like it would have. I don't think that was Dr. Jackie's style of wig, so it didn't come off the way that it probably could have came off if somebody else had the wig on. Quad's wig was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was a nice wig. I believe Nikki Natural, I could not see the wig that was on her head. With the flowers and everything was really nice. Laura 613 blonde wig, that's another color wig that everybody can pull off, and I think it matched really well with her skin tone. Her wig looked really nice, and it went with her personality and everything, so she really sold that wig. And I don't know what the purpose of Anila walking down the runway was for. I didn't understand it. I think she was spraying some type of oil sheen down the runway. It didn't make any sense. I didn't understand why she had Anila in the fashion show, but it's her fashion show, so she wanted her in the fashion show, and she was there. So all in all, the fashion show was nice. You know, it was a grand opening. I think she did really well. She has this funeral director from Miami, Mr. Wright, that's going to have a contract with the store for 25 of his funeral homes for the wigs. So I think that's really nice too. So she not only has the beauty supply store, but then she's also having a contract with a funeral home in Miami. So I believe that Heavenly, she's a good businesswoman. She really is. She doesn't just have the beauty supply store. She's making additional money, income, by contracting with a funeral home for the wigs. Despite how people feel how the wigs look, that's a good idea. She has multiple streams of income within that one store. So kudos to Dr. Heavenly, and I wish her much success. So that's my review of season 9, episode 2 for Married to Medicine. If you like this review, comment down below, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.